Don't fight it, just breathe. The voice wasn't calm. It was controlled panic, the kind people use, when they know things are seconds from ending. On the marble floor of a penthouse, overlooking New York City, a man worth billions was dying. Alaric Vance couldn't get air into his lungs. His fingers clawed at his throat as his chest tightened like something inside him had locked shut. Every inhale came out broken, sharp, shallow, and useless. The skyline behind him glittered. Cars moved, lights shone, and life continued as if nothing was wrong. But inside that room, everything was collapsing. A glass lay shattered near his hand. A chair was knocked over. His phone buzzed once, then went still. No one came. His vision blurred. The ceiling stretched and tilted. Sound faded, except for one thing, the ticking of a clock. Loud. Relentless. Final. With the last of his strength, he turned his head. There, on the edge of the black oak table, sat the inhaler. Less than 3 feet away. 3 feet that might as well have been miles. His arm stretched toward it, trembling violently. His fingertips scraped the floor, desperate. Closer, closer, his hand dropped. His body hit the marble harder this time. A broken breath escaped his lips. This was how it ended. Not in a boardroom, not in power, but alone on the floor, forgotten. From the hallway came footsteps, fast and uneven. Then a voice. "Sir." The door burst open. Zarina Hale rushed in, her pulse spiking the moment she saw him. For half a second, she froze. Fear does that. It paralyzes before it moves you. Then it hit her. "Sir. Sir, can you hear me?" She dropped beside him, hands shaking as she tried to lift his shoulders. His breathing was worse now, shorter, fading. Her eyes darted around the room and landed on the inhaler. Oh my God. She lunged for it, but stopped. A small shadow moved first. Barefoot. Unsteady. Zarina turned, her expression shifting instantly. "No, no, 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 what are you doing here?" Standing in the doorway was a child. Tiny. Fragile. Too weak to even be standing. Her skin was pale with fever, her breathing shallow, her steps uneven. She shouldn't have been out of bed. She shouldn't have been in this building. But she was. And her eyes weren't on her mother. They were locked on the man dying on the floor. "Go back." Zarina snapped. "Now." But the child didn't move away. She moved forward. One slow step. Then another. Her small feet barely made a sound on the cold marble. Zarina's heart pounded. "This is not happening," she whispered. If anyone found out the child was here, she would lose everything, her job, their home, their only chance at survival. But none of that mattered right now. The man on the floor was seconds away from dying. Alaric's vision flickered. Shapes blurred. Then a small silhouette approached. He tried to focus, but everything was slipping. This wasn't real. His mind had to be playing tricks. The last thing he expected to see before dying was a child. Zarina reached for the inhaler again, but her hand stopped midair. The child got there first. A tiny hand wrapped around it. "Stop." Zarina cried, too late, the girl had already picked it up. For a moment, everything slowed, the clock, the city, even the panic. The child turned, looked at the man on the floor, and started walking toward him. Weak. Unstable. But certain. "No, you'll fall," Zarina whispered, fear shifting into something deeper. Now it wasn't just about losing her job. It was about losing her child. The girl reached him and knelt down. Her small hands trembled, not from fear, but from exhaustion. She gently lifted his hand, placed the inhaler into it, and in a voice barely above a whisper, said, "Use it." Alaric couldn't respond, but something in him reacted, instinct, survival, or maybe something else. He tried. Missed. Tried again. The child didn't rush him. She steadied his hand and guided it. One breath. Nothing. Zarina held her breath. Second attempt, a sharp inhale, a violent cough. Then. Air. It rushed in like a storm breaking through. His chest expanded. His lungs fought back to life. Another breath. Stronger. Then another. Zarina collapsed backward slightly, her hand covering her mouth. He's breathing. The silence that followed wasn't empty. It was heavy. Alive. Unbelievable. Alaric's body slowly relaxed. Minutes passed before he opened his eyes. The first thing he saw was her, the child still kneeling beside him, still watching him, as if she had been waiting just to make sure he stayed. He didn't speak. Couldn't. But his eyes asked the question he didn't have the strength to say. Zarina leaned in quickly. "Sir, you're okay. You're okay." Her voice shook with relief and something darker. Because she knew this moment had just changed everything. Alaric's gaze shifted back to the girl. A child. Sick. Weak. Standing where she had no right to be. And yet she had just saved his life. His lips parted. "You," the girl blinked slowly. Her energy was fading fast. Her small body swayed. Zarina noticed instantly. No, 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 she rushed forward, but she was too late. The child collapsed right beside him. And this time, she wasn't getting up. "Kelani. Baby, no, no, no," Zarina's voice cracked as she lifted the child into her arms. The heat from Kelani's skin was burning, unnatural. Alaric pushed himself up, still weak but no longer dying. "What's wrong with her?" "She's sick," Zarina said quietly. "It started this morning. Fever, weakness. I didn't have anyone to leave her with. I wasn't supposed to bring her here. I know the rules. A voice crackled through the intercom. "Mr. Vance, we detected an unauthorized presence on your floor. Do you require assistance?" Zarina froze. Alaric looked at the child, then reached toward the control panel and pressed a button. "Stand down." The line went silent. Later, as Dr. Halvorsen examined Kelani, the room grew tense. "This isn't just a fever," the doctor said. "She has a congenital respiratory condition. Her lungs were never fully developed. With proper treatment, she can live a normal life, but without it, Zarina's world shattered. I can't afford that." "You're not paying for it," Alaric said firmly. "I am." But the relief was short-lived. As Kelani's condition worsened and machines screamed, Zarina dropped to the floor, sobbing. Alaric stood helpless, watching a child fight for her life, the same child who had saved his. Then came the real battle. Darius Klein, head of operations, stepped in with orders to transfer Kelani. A forged authorization appeared in Alaric's name. The truth spilled out. Years earlier, Alaric had funded an experimental respiratory trial that may have caused Kelani's condition. Her own father had signed her up for money they desperately needed. Zarina's heartbreak was complete. "You did this." The fight for control escalated, but Alaric overrode every order. He locked down access, reversed decisions, and stood firm. Days passed. Treatment began. Slowly, Kelani stabilized. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the skyline, she opened her eyes and smiled weakly. "You're here." Zarina broke, holding her tightly. Across the room, Alaric stood quietly, watching. Later that night, he made a decision. "I'm setting up a trust for her care, her future, everything," he told Zarina. "You don't have to accept it, but it will be there." "Why?" she asked. "Because I almost took her life," he said, "and she still saved mine." Weeks later, Kelani walked again, stronger, healthier, truly living. The man who once had everything finally understood what mattered most. Not power. Not control. But second chances. Earned, not given. Fought for, because a child with nothing had done what no one else could. She changed him, not by force, but by choosing to help when she had every reason not to. And that was something no amount of money could ever buy.